I'm Josh Light with PoliticIt.com. I'm here with Don Chamberlain in Alabama, who's running for Congress. How you doing today, Don?
Good morning, Jock. Welcome
morning.
to the 7th Congressional District of Alabama,
Well, thank you very
better
much.
known as the Black Belt region.
Well, thank you very much, Don. So, Don, tell us what is the big difference between you and your competitor in this race?
Well, my competitor is a Democratic opponent first. I'm the GOP Republican nominee for this district. The big difference in me and my competitor is that she has fairly much on the voting side voted 97% of the time with the president, which is basically a liberal agenda. And I'm a fiscal conservative, pro-life, pro-Second Amendment candidate. So those are really some of the real issues that separate us.
And what issues are you campaigning on in this race?
This district, the 7th Congressional District of Alabama, for over 30 years has been democratically controlled from Washington, meaning that we've always had a Democratic congressional representative from here. The issue in this district is the number of people that are living below the poverty line, which right now is in excess of 270,000 citizens. We have 125,000 on food stamp programs. We have 25,000 on WIC and over 50,000 unemployed. Now this is a 14 county, 8,943 square mile district, which is primarily an agricultural based district. And the lack of jobs and the lack of, poverty basically is the bottom line of what we're trying to address. And with poverty, we have increasing crime. We have an increase in dropouts in high school, graduates, and it kind of mushrooms.
Don, tell me about your past experience and how it's preparing you for this position.
I graduated from the University of Alabama in 1973. I took the GI Bill. I was a combat Marine in Vietnam, and when I came back in 70, I finished school. And basically from 73 till almost 2006, I have been in the private industry. I have 2 patents. I've been selected in Who's Who of American Inventors. I was a managing director for a Swiss company that I recruited into the United States back in 2000. I've been working with advanced technologies for about 35 years. Advancing technologies is key for us to be able to economically move forward. Right now, one of the big things that I look at is networking with business associates and matching human and natural resources together. And it comes kind of natural with me because I've done so many presentations and proposals for business ventures over my lifetime. But at the University of Alabama, I apologize to the graduating class for us being successful in business and letting the country go to pot. So this is my calling now.
So talk about the fiscal issues on the campaign that you've noticed, things that people are concerned about here in the 7th District fiscally.
Well, the number one fiscal problem that everybody sees and where it shows up is that we have a significant number of taxes that are not called taxes that are hitting small businesses. A small restaurant, I've talked to owners of small restaurants, and they have to pay taxes on inventory for every knife, fork, and spoon that they have in their restaurant. And it's little things like this that just keep the small business at a less profitability than what they need. The Obamacare system, when it comes to play, is going to have a very significant impact, particularly on small businesses, because they're going to have to make a decision whether they pay a fine, whether they offer health care for their employees, or whether they reduce the number of their employees. What I'm hearing is that they're going to reduce the number of employees. I am a revenue line enhancement activity person. I look at the revenue side of the equation on everything I try to do. If you lose revenue in a district, then you lose all of the amenities and all the fiscal things that need to be done. And what I feel like the government is missing the boat on is that we need to invest in projects that will give us a return on investment and reduce the number of investments we have, what I call dead-end dollars. For example, a farm bill program, if you're investing in food stamps, that's a consumable. But if you take some of that money and invest in new crop growth, where you pull revenue off, then that's an investment where you're getting a return by making revenue. So everyone is concerned about the debt, deficit, but in reality, when it goes to the kitchen, everybody's just worried about whether or not they can make ends meet. And what we see that's been on an increase is people have to make decisions between paying a light bill and paying a house payment or buying groceries, and that's on an increasing basis. If a person works hard and can't make ends meet, that is very psychologically puts them down. We're going to change that down here.
What about social issues here in District 7?
Social issues are tied to poverty. Where you see, I have a saying, where you poverty and crime hold hands in hand. You give me any statistic where there is poverty or low income, poor neighborhoods, I'll show you an increase in crime. It's just universal. Social issues are tied to education. Education is tied to revenue. Revenue is tied to good, decent jobs. Where you find, and as an example, how many people do you think that are making $85,000 a year that have an aborted child versus somebody that's not making any income, and it's just the statistics are there. I just believe, and I don't know what you would call it economically, the more revenue that you make in a district, the more the district has all of the infrastructure development, schools, police, firemen, reduction in crime. You can go around, and you guys have been going all around the country. When you go into a real high income level, low employment level, look around, you don't see potholes. You guys had to dodge them all the way here from Uniontown. Well, that's in my district. Also, you see a lot of bars on businesses. That's another sign of poverty.
Are you using social media in this campaign?
Absolutely. Now, I'm from old school. When I went to the University of Alabama in '73, we didn't even have calculators. We used a slide rule. You guys know what a slide rule is? No. Well, anyway, we brought Apollo 13 back by a slide. It's a stick with a lot of numbers on it.
All right.
Social media is it is the up and coming technology, and I have two experts that are working with me on social media, and I know your organization is big on social media. It is the future. One thing that I see with social media is you can learn more about the candidate, learn more about the issues, and learn more about what other people are thinking through a social media network like Facebook and Twitter. I from time to time will look at Twitter at some of the congressmen to see what they, what's on their mind and what they're thinking, and I think that's a good thing. It's a way to get in touch with your constituency, but you do it without invasion of privacy, and you do it with them having a choice to whether or not they want to know what you're talking about. I like that, and I hope that we can do it right in this campaign, because I do see that it's an excellent way to be able to communicate, and political leadership is all about communicating with your people, giving them a vision, answering their problems, and addressing their needs. And you can do all of that on social media, and they can in real time see that progression be made. So good for you guys promoting the social media network. I think it's the future, no question about it.
So you find your constituents are communicating with you through Twitter and Facebook?
Absolutely. To our surprise, we have right now I think it's like 13,600, and it's only been a week that we're on a national network phone call-in system, and we've got 13,000 some odd contacts already been made on phone from home system that we got.
Okay.
And MotionNet, I believe, is what the system that we just put together. So I'm very satisfied with how this is working out.
And how's your campaign going right now?
I feel very good about where we are at this point in time. As with running against any incumbent, the big issue is trying to raise the necessary money to get your message out. But we got a lot of boots on the ground, and we're doing it kind of the old-fashioned way. We're just getting in front of people's faces. I don't know any polling right now as far as what the polls are saying, but my opponent has dropped quite a few points based on some things that she's done and some things that she hasn't done that she should be doing. So I love to talk about polls or get polls, but you know, to me the poll is just out there just getting in everybody's faces and see what happens.
And where can everybody go to learn more about you?
Well, there's several places on Facebook. I got my call sign on Facebook. What is Chamberlain for Congress, U.S. 2012. My website, my website, which is kind of unusual, is donchamberlain.me. They ran out of .coms on my, so I couldn't do a .com, so I had to choose something else. It's kind of unusual. But on my website, there's several radio broadcasts, and one of them is a farm bill program called the KMAC Initiative that kind of outlines what we're wanting to do to transform and start building wealth in this district with new business startups raising vegetables. And on that radio broadcast, the Commissioner of Agriculture and several USDA people made commentary on that broadcast, so it kind of outlines, you know, my platform. And I say the other, that's it. I think what Facebook, Twitter, I don't, I hadn't said anything on Twitter yet, Josh, because you know, I don't, when I talk, it's really, people don't listen. But the main thing right now is just getting out and making speaking engagements out here with the folks. And they're suffering. The winds of change are starting to blow in this district. We're making a lot of significant progress, particularly with African Americans, who their statistics is much higher than the norm as far as all the unemployment and things of this nature.
Well, thanks for meeting with us, Don.
It's a pleasure, Josh. And anytime you fellas come back to the heart of Dixie, I'll take you, get you some ribs.
That's what I'm talking about.
Thank you.